Hi, I'm Annie Slayton, and we are here talking tonight. I'm about 2 days away from my last chemo treatment, which is really exciting. So I wanted to document it. So Josh, do you have any questions for me?
So how are you feeling going into you? It's 8 out of 8, and you did the what process did you do again?
So, okay, so there's 8 total treatments that I had. The first 4 treatments are AC, and the last 4 are T, Taxol. The last part of the treatment, those 4 Taxol treatments, you can, well, you don't. I don't think you get to choose, but ultimately, I could have done them weekly and do a lower dose, and I chose to do what they call dose dense Taxol. So I did basically 12 treatments in 4.
And why did you choose that?
I just wanted to get on with my life. Even though it was only 4 additional weeks, it felt like 8 treatments was long enough as is, and I knew that I would most likely have radiation ahead of me as well, which I do. So I just wanted to be done with it.
What would you recommend if someone's facing this choice, like how to think about it, and kind of what have you heard? Obviously, you've only experienced what you've gone through.
Yeah.
But from talking to other people and friends.
Yeah, so I've got a friend, an acquaintance friend at home in Chicago who's who's been 2 treatments ahead of me, and then I've got and she's doing the dose dense, and then I've got a really good friend here who is doing the weekly Taxol, and she's now officially behind me technically, but was ahead of me. I think you just. I would say the one thing I'd say is that their doctors pushed them one way or another. Obviously, the thing about dose dense Taxol is that the side effects they say can be greater, and the biggest side effect, from what I've heard and from what I felt of Taxol, is kind of muscle aches and joint pain and not fun stuff, but. However, so I would say, with my experience and my other friend going through the dose dense version, it's been tough, but I really would say that I would not have chosen the weekly based on how I feel. But then my girlfriend who's going through a weekly, her symptoms are definitely milder, but she still has muscle aches. So,
Any questions you recommend people to ask and talk to with their doctors and nurses as they're kind of deciding on one path or the other?
I would say is one treatment path, whether it's 4 treatments or 12 treatments, is one more effective in treating cancer. I would talk about.
Do you know that? Considering you chose this path.
No, there's. I've seen research that would indicate that the 4 the every 2 weeks dose dense might be more effective in treating cancer. It's definitely a way more aggressive form of treatment. But I've seen the other. I haven't seen the other argument. I have never seen that the 12 weekly is more effective in treating cancer. I just have seen that it's obviously lesser side effects. So I think when you're kind of thinking through, if it is a decision for you, if your doctor says to you, we'll do it one way or another. Some doctors don't. Again, my girlfriend in Chicago who's going through this wasn't offered the 12 weekly treatments. And then my girlfriend who's going through this at the exact same treatment center as me wasn't offered the 4 dose dense treatment plan. So, if you are given an option, I would you got to think about your life. If you want it over and done quick, then obviously go with the 4 treatments. But there is obviously this gamble of, will your side effects be worse because you're doing dose dense? A few things to add. I would say what my oncologist and my oncologist nurse, who's amazing, did recommend to me very early on that to prevent what they call neuropathy, to do acupuncture, and so I've been doing weekly, sometimes twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, acupuncture to prevent neuropathy. And so far, I should knock on some serious wood. I've been okay. I mean, I can definitely feel some tingling here and there at certain times when I have time to think about it. But I feel.
Did you go to an acupuncturist that that specialized in cancer treatments, or knew about it? Or
yeah. So my nurse, she said there's 2 different options. There was one, I think, like in the actual hospital or whatever clinic thing that my oncologist office is in. So that would have been close. So there was another one on the other side of town that was owned and run by actually a breast cancer survivor herself. And I just kind of liked that a little bit more, just knowing that she was a breast cancer survivor and had been through this, and it obviously knew what I was trying to prevent. So there was a few options.
So last chemo treatment in
Last
2 days.
chemo treatment.
2 days. How are you? How are you feeling? How have you been this week? You getting anxious about it?
How have I been this week, Josh? So I was super excited about this week on Monday. And then, so my last treatment, I convinced my doctor and nurse not to do Neulasta, which is a patch they put on you post-treatment, dose-dense treatment, both AC and Taxol, to stimulate your white blood cell count using your bone marrow. And I had convinced them that I didn't need it because my counts looked good the last time. And they agreed to that. And so they said, but you need to come in the Tuesday before your next treatment to have would have been, what is that, yesterday? Yes, yesterday. To have your blood work taken to make sure your blood cell count is going up. So I went, and sure enough, my white blood cell count was not doing well. It was low, but below, not well below, but below where they needed me to be at to proceed with chemo treatment on Friday.
So how'd that make you feel?
So what they would do then is they would give me a shot of what they call, I think it's called Neupogen, and it's basically a milder form of Neulasta, but would cause like the bone aches and pains that Neulasta can cause. So I kind of freaked out, not gonna lie. It was probably my roughest day so far in the last 4 months. I felt really sad that I was going to be spending the last few days before my final treatment, because this is like my time with my kids, and I get excited about the week of treatment because I'm feeling best. And I was feeling sad that I was going to be in pain, and although I didn't know at the time, but I was just feeling anxious and I don't know, really not good. I was feeling pessimistic about my future. I just was in a bad place.
So retrospectively, would you listen to your doctors when they often tell you to take a shot or take some medicine, and kind of
the Neulasta?
Neulasta and stuff like that? Because you're faced with these choices throughout treatment, right? Where they recommend you to do something, they want you to do something. Ultimately, it is your choice.
Right. So the hard thing with the Neulasta is that, again,
not just Neulasta, but Neulasta, medicine, anything, right? I mean,
I think you need to be your own, kind of advocate. So I think that what I would recommend is, I think you need to listen to your doctors, but you also need to do your own research, and you need to do what feels right. Obviously keeping your health is the kind of forefront of everything, and ultimately beating cancer and at the end of this, not having a recurrence is the goal. So as long as you're not putting that in jeopardy, I think you need to balance listening to the doctors and doing what you're comfortable with.
So what are you looking forward to about your last treatment?
I am looking forward to just not feeling like crap. Although I do have to go through radiation, but from what I've heard, it's a breeze compared to what I've gone through. I'm looking forward to getting my hair back. I'm looking forward to no more Neulasta. I'm looking forward to moving on with my life and feeling like this part of the journey is over. And I'm looking forward to, I don't know, I just, I'm someone that, it's funny because I don't really like medicine. I don't like to take medicine. I don't like, foreign substances, and I feel like I can't wait to get back to a point with my body where it's just feeling a little more healthy and just feeling like myself.